Welcome back to another video of SG1 training series. In the previous videos, we have performed the basic CLI configuration of bmanage, bsmart and bbound and tested the connectivity between each other. Now in this video, we will be trying to establish the connection between all these controllers. Let's begin. In order to establish the trust between the devices, we are going to be using the certificate, and each device will have one root certificate and one identity certificate. So let's start now. Now I am going to log into my Windows computer. In order to make the utilization of certificate authority, we can use the Windows server, but for this lab purpose I am going to be using this XCA application. So I have already downloaded this XCA application. Now I am going to install it. Now I have installed the XCA application. Now I am going to create a new database. I have named it root.db. We have to remember this password in order to encrypt our private keys. So I'm going to be using simple password. Now let's create a new certificate authority. New certificate, self-signed certificate, and it is a CA. Name is going to be root CA. Country is Nepal, so NP. Province is BG, and locality is KTM. The organization name should match that of the controller, so it is going to be ST1 Lab 101 for my case. I'm going to be using same for the organization unit. Common name I'm again going to be using root CA. Root CA. Extension is going to be certificate authority. Now I'm going to generate the key. Generate. Successfully created the RSA certificate key for root CA. Now I'm going to click OK. So now I have successfully created the root certificate. Now let me log into the GUI of bmanage. Since I am in the management interface, so I'm going to be using management IP of the bmanage. So it is going to be 192.168.1.1. I have set the username and password admin. You can see in this dashboard bsmart is showing 0 and bbound is also showing 0. I haven't configured any BS, so 1 is also 0. So after I have finished my configuration, it will be showing bmanage 1 and bsmart and bbound value also 1. I need to install root certificate in my bmanage, bbound and bsmart. We can do all that from the help of GUI of the bmanage. So before I do that, I need to configure some more steps. So I'm going to go to administrator and setting. So organization name, let me view. I have already configured before, but it is showing not configured. It happens because we need to again set the organization name from the GUI, even though we have configured it from the CLI. So let me edit it. It is going to be HTML Lab 101. Again, it is going to be HTML. And let me save it. Now again, I need to set the bbound value also. Even though I have configured in the CLI, it is showing not configured from the GUI of the bmanage. So let me edit it, and it's going to be 1.1.3. Now let me save it. Now controller certificate authentication is showing Cisco. By default it is Cisco, but in my lab environment I'm going to be using the root certificate. So enterprise root certificate. Okay, now I need to install the certificate. Here, let me copy the certificate from my certificate authority. So this is my root CA. So let me export in the clipboard, and let me paste it in. So let me import and save. So my basic configuration is finished. Now let me go back to the dashboard. Now let me add the devices bbound and bsmart. I have gone to configuration, devices and controllers. Now I need to add the controller. So let me add bbound. Before I add bbound, let me show you the CLI, because I don't have any certificate of the bbound at the moment. When I add the devices from the GUI of the bmanage, it will automatically push the root certificate to the controllers. So let me add bbound. It is my IP is going to be 1.1.3. So username is admin, password is also admin. It will automatically generate the CSR. So let me add it. So it is showing bbound in the controller list. Now let me check from the CLI. Same command I am putting here, and you can see that the root certificate has been installed in my bbound. Now we need to add the root certificate in my bsmart also. So let me add another controller. I have added the root certificate in all of my 3 devices of the controllers. Now I also need the identity certificate. So let us go to the configuration of the certificate. So configuration, certificate, controllers. See, we have already generated the CSR. So from here, let me view the CSR of bmanage. Let me generate a CSR for it. So let me download it. bmanage1.csr. So okay, Now let me view the CSR of BSmart. View CSR. Let me download it. Let me rename it. So I have downloaded the CSR of my 3 controllers. Let me rename it. B1 CSR. Now let me go to the XA software. Now let me go to the certificate signing request. Let me input. Downloads. Bmanage. I have imported one certificate. Let me import all 3 at once. BSmart. Let me import B1. I have imported the 3 certificate signing requests, but if I see in my certificate we have only one root CA and nothing below it. Now let me sign the Bmanage. So I have the Bmanage. It is saying it is not a CA certificate, so it is saying no. Let me sign the BSmart. Let me apply it. We should always be careful about the date and time, so let me adjust the date and time and continue. Let me sign the B1 also. So I have adjusted date and time, and I have already signed the certificate. Look, I have 3 certificates below the certificates. Okay, now let me install the certificates. We can use the file or we can paste the text directly here. So let me try using the certificate text. So I go into the XA software and let me start by installing the certificate of Bmanage first. So I right click it here and let me export and from the clipboard. Now let me paste it here. Let me install. So it is success here. Now let me install on the certificate. Configuration, certificates, controllers, install certificate. Now let me paste another certificate. Let me start by B1. So I have B1 here. Let's export clipboard. Minimize it. So it is also installed. Now let me install another certificate for the BSmart. Let me install certificate. Export clipboard. So let me reload it once. Now you can see here. So at first I have added 3 devices, which can be done here from setting, configuration and devices. And after I have added the devices, I will have to add the certificate, which can be done from configuration and certificate. So I have added devices, generated the CSR and uploaded the certificate. So let me go to the main dashboard. Now you can see here I can see BSmart value 1 is off and B1 1 is off and Bman is also off. Okay, let me verify in the control connection between all 3 devices. So let me check with the B1. Let me check the local properties. And you can see here organization name is ST1 Lab 101 and root certificate is installed. Certificate status is installed and is valid for 1 year. Let me check the same for the bmanage. So control local properties. You can see certificate status is installed. Okay, let me check the control connection. You can see here I have established the control connection with BSmart and B1. So BSmart has my system IP of 10.10.102 and B1 have 10.10.103 and site ID is 1. Let me check the same from my GUI of the bmanage. So let me click on the bmanage. Real time. Let me check the control connection. BSmart connection expected 1, X1 1. If you see here, you can see it is having a DTLS connection with my BSmart and B1. So we have installed and verified the certificate in all of our controllers.